Welcome, everyone, to another Jeff Herring Sunday night webinar. This is your host, Jeff, and we are broadcasting live from our virtual studios 40 miles north of Atlanta, Georgia, in the foothills of the mountains. So our topic for this Sunday night webinar is 21 profitable ways to repurpose your content. I've heard a lot of talk lately about repurposing as if it's some brand new thing. And I've been repurposing since I knew what to call it. I mean, the first time I can recall purposely doing this was when I had a newspaper column, when I had a relationship coaching practice, and I'd make copies of it and give it out to every client so they could take it back, and there was contact information on there. I'd do a radio show on it once a month and do a TV show on it, turn it into ebooks, turn it into other stuff. It actually turned into my first ever ebook. So been doing this for a long time, going on 20 years now. So I want to show you some things about it tonight. Now, little webinar wisdom. Don't be distracted by criticism. Remember, the only taste of success some people have is when they take a bite out of you. Now, that's so true. That is just so true by Zig Ziglar. And so when you repurpose, you will get yourself out there more, okay? And what that means is more people will criticize. It's just the way it goes. Okay? Now, does that mean you don't get out there? No. Get out there. And remember what our buddy Zig said. Ignore or don't be distracted by criticism. Remember, the only taste of success most people will get is the bite they take out of you. Okay? So, with that said, let's move on here. Now I'm going to dispense with all the introduction and why you should listen to me stuff, simply because we're going to do a 31 and done. So just understand that I know what I'm talking about content marketing, and repurposing is a very, very big part of that. So here's what you're about to discover. The Repurposing Mindset, 21 profitable ways to repurpose your content, your next success steps, and like all my events, so much more. Boom, 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 and we shall be done. How about that? All right. And of course, like all my events, all my webinars, this one has a sponsor, Profitable Content Creation Templates. If you are online and if you want to have traffic, if you want to build a list, if you want to create content, if you want to be found online, if you want to create info products, then guess what? You need these. And I'll only offer you this at the end if I deliver on my promises, and I'll check in about that. So here we are, diving right into the repurposing mindset. My goodness. All right, now, I'm big on mindset because how you think about things is very, very important. Okay, so what most people will do, and those that follow me know that I always say, and you don't want to be most people because most people are broke. What most people do is they look at a single piece of content and that's all they see. That's all they see. We don't want that, okay? That makes you work harder instead of smarter. It makes you start over every time you go to do something. We don't want that either, okay? So here's my quote about this. You must develop a skill to look at one piece of content and see multiple uses for it. Now, if I were to come up here, wait a minute, go over here, and take a look at an article, okay? Everybody getting that okay? You seeing an article now? Tell me yay or nay in the Q&A. I want to make sure that's working right. Yay, thank you, Candy. Okay, now, yeah, this is an article. But when I look at this, I see a video, I see a teleseminar, I see a webinar, I see a Kindle book, I see an ebook, I see a presentation from stage, I see a radio interview, I see all kinds of stuff right here. So that's what I want y'all to be able to do, is to look at something and see many things at the same time. Okay? It's a very powerful, powerful thing to do. Well, boy, didn't we get off track there. Okay, here we go. So you got to develop a skill to look at one piece of content and see multiple uses for it. Okay, if you have a piece of content anywhere near you, a book or anything else, think about what else that could easily be. Some of it is very easy to do. Some of it takes a little bit more work. If you're going to turn it into a course, it'll take a little bit more work, but you can do that. Now, in a minute, we're going to walk through 21 ways that you can repurpose your content online. And they're equally divided between text, audio, and video. And I highly suggest that you get doing this. All right, now, back over here, click here, go here. Now, this is inside the members area of the templates. And you see all the different ones you can get, the 21. Now, this is straight from the members area, okay? Now, I'm going to back up a screen and show you that with this repurposing bonus, and this bonus value by itself is $497. I give you the list that we're going to go through on this webinar and then 3 videos underneath. Okay, those 3 videos are not long at all, but they show you how to take your content and repurpose it into multiple marketing messages and multiple info products. Yeah, info products, right? In this little bonus thing. How many of you are on the webinar? Tell me yay or nay in the Q&A and have yet to create your first info product. Yay or nay in the Q&A, please. Okay, got a few of you. Good. Good. This is one way to get started. Okay. Okay, good. See? It's time. Oh my goodness, it's time. You know what? Experiment with me. I wonder if this would even work on a webinar. Tell me if this video plays for you on the webinar. Can you hear and see that thing? It plays, but I'm able to hear. Okay, that's what I thought would happen. I'm just wondering. Thank you for letting me experiment around a little bit here. Okay, let's go to our list. 21 prospect and profit pulling ways to repurpose your content. Somebody asked me the other day, what do I mean when I say prospect and profit pulling? Okay. When you get in a new prospect, okay, that's a good thing. And in some ways, that's a form of profit because you've added somebody to your world, which is a very, very good thing. Okay. I get those all day, every day. A few people have come in. One just flashed up on the screen right now. Somebody downloading the 3 mistakes template subscription. Cool. That's what I want for you guys to have it happen all the time. The profits are the real, like, money that you can put in the bank profits. So prospect and profit pulling ways to repurpose your content. Okay. And I talk a little bit about the definition of insanity being doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. The definition of repurposing is hypersanity, using the same thing over and over again and getting great and profitable results. See, like I said on the webinar page, content page, all of us have been told to work smarter instead of harder, but no one has told you how. Repurposing is how. So think about any piece of content, text, audio, or video, okay? And what we're going to do is look at these 21 ways and talk about them a little bit. How about on your blog? That's a good place to start with your text content so it's credited to you first. Now, I won't ask for you to fess up to this in the Q&A, but when I do my strategy sessions or coaching with people, and we go and look at their blog, and the last one was from, 7 months ago, that tells me a whole lot in just one glance, okay? So you need to keep up with your blog. If you do a 3 mistakes piece of content in text, don't make that one post. Make it at least a 3-post series to keep people coming back. Okay, number 2, guest blog posts. People need content on their blogs. If somehow you guys can be co-opetition instead of competition and can work with each other, you're helping that person out and getting in front of their community. I do that with lots of people and have people do it with me as well. Okay. Number 3, Facebook. Number 2 ranked website in the world. Now, with all the changes going on over there, one of the things that's been lost is you can now fit an entire 500-word article in a Facebook update, okay, and include a link. Why would you do that? To get people back to your blog or your opt-in page, okay? So it's not all about, small, short things or what you had for lunch, okay? I can't think of a webinar I've ever done that I haven't advertised on Facebook. I put articles on there as well. On Tuesdays, I call it Template Tuesday and offer the 3 mistakes template to people. And it works great. YouTube. Okay, if you start with a video, then, pretty easy to get it on YouTube. Now, any article can be a video and should be. You just talking about it. Or if it's got 3 parts to it, just naming the 3 parts. Of course, I wouldn't make that 1 video. I'd make that 3. Okay, if I had 5 steps to something, that would be 5 videos. YouTube, the second most powerful search engine in the world. You ought to have your stuff on there. Number 5, LinkedIn. Not just for corporate people anymore. Very, very powerful stuff. Pretty soon I want to have a friend that can do more stuff with LinkedIn than you can ever imagine. Number 6, Pinterest. Have a graphic made out of a title of your content and lead them back to the full content, or lead them back to your opt-in page. Number 7, a teleseminar. That's what put me on the map. Back in 2007, I did weekly teleseminars to teach small slivers of stuff and made offers. Okay. And I went from 0 in February, actually a couple hundred in February of 2007, to 20K by May. Haven't looked back since. Doing regular events is very, very powerful, folks. How about a webinar? Ever hear of those? I heard there was a short one tonight. Okay. I once said I'd never do them. Too many moving parts. You may be saying that too. They're a lot easier than it looks. And of course, like anything, they have their mess ups, but most of the time it works out pretty good. Now, number 9, an e-course. Haven't seen a whole lot of these around lately, but it's a great, great thing to opt in for as a freebie. Maybe a quick 3-day or 3-week e-course, and you can have every not installment of the e-course sponsored by your product or someone else's that you're getting an affiliate commission off of. Okay. I used to have an e-course that I sold way back in the day called Multiple Streams of Article Income. And people would get a lesson a week and they would send me their stuff and I'd tweak it, send it back to them. I wonder where that is. I wonder if he's even online anymore. I don't think so. Number 10, e-zine articles. Still the number 1 content directory. 1 million unique visitors a day. You need to get your stuff on there. Number 11, an online course. Okay. Why couldn't you take an article, beef it up if it had 5 points and turn it into an online course? I'm in the middle of teaching one now. Some of you on this webinar are in it. Content Marketing Cash Machine. Okay. It's the 5 parts of content marketing, which I've written small articles about, done small videos about. Now it's an entire online course and a mentor program. Number 12, Blog Talk Radio. And that's part of one of the cool things that the internet's done for us, folks, is that it's made all of us be able to have our own radio show, our own TV show, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. A list building freebie. I would take special report out there. Now it's kind of getting old, kind of like an e-zine, but you can repurpose your content as something to give away when you're building your list. That's the ethical bribe or what they get for opting in. Okay. I would highly suggest that you do something like a template like I do, or an audio or a short audio or a short video, simply because that has more value. My friend and former student, Felicia Slatterly's specialty, your signature speech. Okay. Now, if speaking from stage scares you to death, that makes you like most people in the world. Okay. What's scary is being on stage and not knowing what to say. If you know exactly what you're going to say, it's not scary at all. And you can turn most articles, most videos into a talk from stage with beefing it up. Okay. And it's good to have a speech that you can stand up and do at any time. I've been at events. Okay. And I wasn't on the schedule to speak. And people have crapped out on the host. And, I've had them come to me and said, can you do a presentation in 20 minutes? I said, yeah, sure. And I always carry a little thumb drive of all the ones I can do right away. Okay. A CD or a DVD, 15 and 16. Okay. There's a website called Kanaki. Kunaki, I think that's how you spell it, .com, that'll make CDs and DVDs for you. Now, what would be more impressive? You're at a live event, and what would be more impressive? Handing out the same old business card that usually goes in the circular file or on a desk to stay forever, or handing them a CD of a teleseminar you've done, or a DVD of a webinar you've done. That's what I do at conferences. It's a blast. And they get kept too. And those people turn into customers. It's awesome. How about a Kindle book? They don't have to be that long. You could take a typical text article and beef it up, or take 4 or 5 of them and bundle them together. You've got your Kindle book. 18, live seminar. Okay, not just one talk from the stage. How about you and a group of people all day, or half a day, or a 3-hour chunk? Okay. What if you got together some friends that were co-opetition and you each did that for a day? There's so many ways to make money with this stuff. It's just sad for me when I see people not doing it. Okay. 19, a small event. What the heck is a small event? Okay. Instead of having one of these huge events where you got to fill a room, why not have 5 to 10 people at $500 or $5,000? Mike Stewart and I have done that many times down at the Hampton Inn, where I spent Christmas Eve of 2006 sleeping in a chair there because I was so broke I couldn't afford to stay there. We do small events there. I've been able to pull a lot of money out of small events, $66,000 one time out of 4 people. You get the right people in there, and it's amazing. Okay, how about number 20? One of my favorite things to do, coaching and mentorship. Okay? Coaching and mentorship. Now, you can do this at a lot of different levels. Okay, those of you that are coaches and therapists out there that are used to billing by the hour and are still charging, like an hourly rate, don't do that. Sell packages of coaching and mentorship. One of my students, I think we have her testimonial later, was selling her coaching just for too little for women over 50 and dating. And now she sells her coaching packages for $1,200. Okay. Mentorship, very much the same thing. I think of it more as spending more time with people. I've had ongoing mentor programs off and on since the start, launching one next month, cashing on your content mentorship. And, that's where people get more access to you and get more time with you. Now, one of the things you'll notice here is as we've gone further and further down, and not on every one, but on some of them, we've gone into deeper time with people, deeper content, higher ticket. But listen to me, okay? I want to make this really simple for you. All right, step 1, think about your niche. Step 2, divide it into 3 or 5 or 7 categories, whatever comes naturally. Okay? Step 3, those are the things you teach. Okay? Step 1, take a look at your niche. Step 2, divide it into 3 or 5 or 7, odd numbers are better, categories that you can teach from that are naturally occurring. 3, do everything from those. Okay? In all my programs that go deeper and more contact with me and that are more of an investment, I'm not teaching brand new, way out from left field, Facebook ads, whatever. Okay? I'm teaching content marketing at a deeper level, at a more mastered level, and with more contact with me. Number 21, membership sites. Be careful, folks. Be really, really careful. Those things are so promoted and so talked about as the golden egg. And what you're not told usually is you've got to have a pretty substantial list to make it go. And most people, the attrition rate is at about 3 or 4 months. Okay, so you've always got to be refilling it. The only way I do membership sites now is short-term membership sites. Okay, like an old course of mine, Article Marketing for Beginners, was 12 weeks. People get leery of the ongoing ones, like, how can I ever get out? Like Hotel California. You can check out anytime you want, but you can never leave. When it's limited, people are much more likely to invest in it. Now, I gave you a little bonus here. VIP days. I would be willing to bet today's income, which is pretty good so far for a Sunday. I would be willing to bet today's income that everyone on this webinar, every single one of the hundreds of you on this webinar could do a VIP day with a client. Think about it. What do you teach over time? Maybe in a coaching or a mentorship or a course that you could teach in a day. And I don't call it do it yourself. I don't call it done for you. I call it DWY, done with you, where I sit down with a person and we look at their stuff and we do, there's a lot of different ones I do. We can build out their whole thing, everything from content creation all the way to product creation. I've done some with people on how to do webinars like I do them. Lots of different topics. But think of a topic in your area of expertise that you could do a VIP day with. Okay? We're talking $5,000, $10,000, more. I've paid for VIP days that were $23,000 that I wanted to be with somebody for a day. Okay? This is lucrative stuff. Now, let's do some higher math. Let's say that you wanted to make $20,000 a month online, okay? And you were going to do VIP days and charge $5,000 a month. $5,000 for a VIP day, and you want to make $20K a month. How many VIP days do you have to do a month? That's not a rhetorical. There you go, Candy. Boom, 4. Pretty good for a gator. Yeah, okay. So does that mean you only have to work 4 days? No. That's 4 days of service delivery. The rest of your time you're spent doing things, Candy, you're spent doing things that are filling those days. Okay, maybe doing webinars, maybe doing larger events, et cetera, et cetera. But it's a very easy way to do service delivery. And that's one of the things a lot of people don't think about as they get involved in this, as they commit to stuff, however you set up your business is how your life is going to run. Okay? So think about how many hours of service delivery do you want to be involved in a week? Okay, when I was a therapist, seeing 8 to 10 people a day, 5 days a week, that was like 40 hours or more of service delivery. I didn't know how tired I was until I got out of it. Okay, now it's much different. Now I may work as many hours, but that's putting together a product or talking on the phone with affiliate partners, et cetera, et cetera. I'm at my desk right now. A lot of times I'll do stuff sitting in I call it my laptop chair. Hung out on a hangout for NAMS a couple weeks ago in my laptop chair. Everybody thought I looked very, very relaxed because I was. Okay, so there's 21 ways plus a bonus way to take one piece of content and repurpose it. Now, my original mentor, Tom Antion, once did something like this, and I asked him what would happen if you did this with a piece of content, all of them. He said you'd get very well known very quickly. And that is what happened to me. That's how I went from unknown online to making 20K in 3 months. Now, I'm not promising that's going to happen, 3.5. That's going to happen for you. But you can move rapidly when you work at it. Okay? Now, back to our webinar. All right. There we go. And then we did that. Now, write this down. This is why it's important to repurpose. There are more people out there waiting to hear your message who can only hear it from you than you can ever get to in your lifetime. That's why you have both a right and an obligation to get your stuff out there. Now, I'm going to show you how in the next couple of minutes we got, because we had a deal, right? That's if I showed you or delivered on all my promises, I'd show you your next success steps, right? And I'd come to you and say, did I deliver on all my promises, yay or nay? I'm already getting some yays in there. Here's somebody that got 50 opt-ins out of one piece of content in 3 days. Okay? I'm going to go through this quickly so I make sure that we get under our time. Whenever I want more of any of those great things right there, I create more content. Here's somebody that changed their websites, a joint venture partner, after seeing the templates. So let's take a look at what you're going to get. You're going to get the Get Started Here module, which is real important to me. I always want you to know where to get started and what to do next. You're going to get 21 different templates, 3 mistakes, 5 tips, 3 stages, myths, things to avoid, barriers to get around, the beginner's guide to, what I learned from, take a stand. Let's see, the benefit without template, get something really good without something really bad. There's Kurt saying cool stuff about watching me create content like you get to do with every one of those 21 templates. You get to see me create content, look over my shoulder in the video, and then you get examples of them. Okay? I think you should RSVP to every invitation to profit from those templates. There's Tom talking about when he uses them. That's my original mentor using my stuff. Thank you, Tom. And, of course, you probably think this is going to cost a lot. It's not. Okay? It's a $4.97 value on the website. You will get nowhere near that. So don't worry about it. You're going to get a much, much, much better webinar deal. You're going to get people calling you directly to work with you if you do this stuff right, like my buddy Lisa there does. Okay? You're going to get the repurposing bonus that I showed you a little bit of, the real values in those videos that you get to watch and see how to turn your stuff into multiple marketing messages and multiple information products. And you're going to get a one-on-one strategy session with me on the phone, talking about your content, how far we can take it and what we can do with it. Some people that have used it turned $1 million business into a multi-million-dollar business. Jim added 140K to his bottom line in the last few months. I want to make this a really easy decision for you. So your total investment includes, this is when we usually yell, Jeff, move that slide, but I'm going to dive right in here because this will be 31 and done. One payment of $197, or 3 payments of $77 at profitablecontentcreation.com. And after I make it into the 31 and done category, I will go in and type that into your chat box. So you can click on that if you want. You can also go straight over in your browser to Profitable Content Creation. There'll be a video there from some other webinar I did. Just go past that, and I welcome you in, walk you through what you're going to get, what it'll do for you, and how to come on board. Okay, you got a 30-day guarantee. Here's some other people that have used it. Write that down. Support@jeffherring.com. Support@jeffherring.com. That's where you go if you have any challenges. Here's Lisa, the person that we were able to get from selling her coaching cheap to selling packages at $1,200. How would you like to do that? Sell coaching packages at $1,200. Okay, remember, you get the Get Started Here module, all the 21 flavors of content goodness, plus these bonuses, the Repurpose strategy session with me. Here's somebody that says it's the holy grail of content marketing. 1 payment of $197, 3 payments of $77. Listen to this, folks. The vision that you have must be followed by the venture. It's not enough to stair up the steps. You got to step up the stairs. That means you got to get to work. And how you do it, on our last slide of the evening, just go to this link, and I'll be typing it into the into the chat as soon as we wrap up here. And 1 payment of $197 or 3 payments of $77. And yes, you get to start tonight if you do this. Okay? So, as always, I thank you for being here, spending time with us. And I invite you to go get this stuff at Profitable Content Creation. And in the next 7 seconds, I will say, as always, go use this stuff. And we'll catch you next time.